Alright, this is going to be a very quick little unedit because I don't feel like editing this little blurb I'm going to do here. So, this is my network setup or my network closet. Hi, Essie. Hi, Naz. And there's some stuff going on that I want to talk about because, well, if we move this monitor here that I have to just block the lights from the modems out, we can see a couple of friends over here guarding the network as they should. And here's my relatively pedestrian network setup. Now, my whole philosophy with networking is that really it's not something that needs to be replaced very often. Like, this is an AEC 86 or 68U, I can't remember. And I only just got this last year. Like, up until now, I was actually perfectly fine with the boosted 802.11n that the N66 that I had was providing. In fact, I actually had a WRT 1900 AC, and I tried to use that, but it was really crappy, and DDWRT was not working very well on it, so unfortunately I decided to ditch on it, and really, like, these days I actually prefer the ASUS routers with Merlin on them, and it runs pretty good. But I made this video because, well, currently in a conundrum. We have been upgraded to gigabit Ethernet or gigabit internet through Comcast or Xfinity or whatever you want to call them, and unfortunately, my modem here is a SB6183. God, I should remember this, but it's like really late at night. And I've been asking around because ever since we got upgraded to this new tier of internet, what will happen is our uplink on this modem will just die at random. And I'm not sure if it's the modem or if it's our lines, even though our lines don't look very healthy at the moment. These have been perfectly fine, and I believe we called out a tech once and they tested them and everything tested back perfectly fine. And all the power levels on the modem look perfectly fine. Signal to noise is fine, all that good stuff. So lines don't look pretty, but they work, and I've been asking around to try and figure out what the heck's going on with our network because, well, as it stands, it's looking like we're going to need to get a new modem, and I've complained about this on Twitter quite a bit. You probably have seen the threads of me going on about this because it's been something that's been bothering me for quite a lot of time, and I'm thinking maybe we need a modem because this poor thing doesn't know what to do with 500 1 gigabit internet at this point because it can only handle up to 500 on a good day. This is a DOCSIS 3.0 modem, and I need a 3.1 modem to truly take advantage of the speeds. So I've been asking around, like, hey, do I need a new modem? Is this one kind of just basically seeing this new service and kind of flipping out and being like, I don't know what to do with all this, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people have said, just roll over, submit to Daddy Comcast, get their gateway, because it's vastly superior to anything you're running right now, and you're hurting your own network performance by this insistence that you're right and stuff like that. And I'm like, back in 2014, I actually wrote a twit longer on this. We had a really nasty experience with Comcast where they really just gaslit the crap out of us by saying that me moving the network equipment into my room because, well, I want to have it in here because I have all this wonderful stuff hardwired in, and no one else in this house really cares about the internet so much, so yeah. Anyway, they tried to say that me having this stuff in my room was causing all of our problems, when in fact, it was their very defective gateways that could not DHCP for their lives and had a really crappy modem that was very out of spec, getting really bad noise on the line and such. And we had to battle them for a month and a half to get them to finally admit that it was really their fault, and they finally replaced our equipment. And a couple years after that, I bought my own modem, and here we are. I mean, I bought a 612 one at the time, but now we're, obviously on a way better modem now, but that's why I'm hesitant to go back to a gateway. It's just I don't want to really cede any control back to them and have them be like, well, it's your problem, blah, 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 or the gateway needs to be in the living room, blah, 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 because I have no way to run a cable into my room from the living room, at least in a clean way that the roommates are going to be okay with. So this is really the way it has to be. And I had people saying, well, the gateway is superior to everything you have because it has Wi-Fi 6, it has blah, 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 all this wonderful stuff. It's like, really? I don't care. We have devices that take advantage of Wi-Fi 6, like my MacBook Pro, my iPad, the phone I'm recording this on, but I don't care about that speed. Like, I move stuff between, like, my phone, my MacBook, all that wonderful stuff, and this NAS over Wi-Fi, and it works great. It's really fast. Like, Asus, I almost said modems there. Asus routers are really, really pretty speedy and really performant with their Wi-Fi's, I found, and it's really good. Like, I can move stuff onto my NAS relatively fast, like multi-gigabyte files and such like that. So I'm really happy with the performance that I already have or wireless. I don't need anything better. Wi-Fi 6 is cool and all that, but I really don't need it. It's not that big of a deal for me. So that whole charge of your stuff is inferior, blah, 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 just kind of really set me off. But it's like, on top of that, everything I care about is hardwired into the back of this router. So I have a 16-port switch over by my desk, and everything is really connected up to that. So I don't even rely on the Wi-Fi hardware, really. So that's kind of the funny bit about all this. It's like, well, do their modems, do their gateways do like 2.5 gigabit or something? Because, like, it's not going to matter to me otherwise, because everything I do, for the most part, is wired. So, unless you can get me better wired performance, then maybe we can talk. But as far as I know, their gateways are still gigabit out to Ethernet ports. So, really, not really good returns for me, and I really don't feel like having to pay $15 a month in perpetuity, if that's a word. I kind of just made that up on the spot, for a modem from Comcast. And I would have to probably drop it in a bridge mode and just plop it right here, but it's just something I don't want to have to deal with ever again. So saying it's superior to your everything you have, it's like, I don't care. I don't need the latest and greatest stuff. This works perfectly fine. It's like, I don't need that much performance over Wi-Fi, because none of the devices in our house, besides mine, can really take advantage of it. And for the most part, if I'm really going to be doing big file transfers, I'm going to hop on a machine that's hardwired into the network. So, yeah. On top of that, I really don't want to go with any of the Comcast gateways, because the problem is the current ones on the market, which are the XB7s as they're known, those are the ones you can currently get, because unfortunately they did release the XB8, I believe, last month, but due to supply shortages you cannot currently get one, I believe. The XB7s have, or some of them have, the Puma 6 chipset in it, which is a thing I cannot believe is still a problem in 2022. Like, I thought we moved past using those cursed chipsets, but I guess not. So, yeah, I don't feel like rolling the dice on getting a defective gateway and then Comcast just gaslighting us just every which way, saying, "Oh, it's not the Puma, that's not the problem. We're going to send another config to your modem, we're going to reboot it, blah, 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 blah." Like they did for almost 2 months when it happened in 2014. So, yeah, just this blurb slash rage bit on why I really don't want to trust them again. But also, DOCSIS 3.1 modems are not cheap at the moment, so it's really a conundrum I'm in. And people have already kicked in a couple bucks to the tip jar for other things. But hey, if you want to help me out on this front, I will gladly plug my Ko-fi, which is, or Ko-fi, however you pronounce it. I'm Exodium, EXXODIUM. I'll put a link down in the description. If you want to kick a couple bucks into the tip jar, God, I should not record it this time of night. But if you want to kick a couple bucks into the tip jar towards the modem costs, I will gladly accept it, and I will thank you every which way, because really that is the ideal solution here, is just going out and buying a new modem for myself without having to involve Comcast in any possible way. But yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed this little blurb, even if I kind of screwed it up a little bit, and I'll see you hopefully soon in a better pre-recorded, more edited video. I have a few in the pipeline, kind of just got to get off my arse and actually, edit them. Till then, I'll see you guys later.